Rarely is the sequel better than the original, but that may be the case with this new build, the Texoma RC Caged Slayer Pro. This is the successor to one of my favorite builds, which if you followed the channel for a little while, this was my favorite build of 2023 when I did the recap of the whole year. For good reason. It's slammed, looks incredible, and has crazy performance to back it up. But Josh at Texoma RC has continued to evolve the Slayer lineup, and now we've got our hands on the next iteration of the Slayer Pro, and this thing is a monster. I'm really excited for this. Anytime I get the chance to work with Josh from Texoma RC, I really cherish it because he is one of my favorite creators on YouTube, not just in RC, but in the whole platform itself. Such a great dude. So when I get a chance to try out some of his products and interact with him, it's a win-win. So I'm really pumped to show you guys this build. Let's get in and check it out. We're going to go over the kit, what comes in the kit, the supporting components that I used here. Then we're going to do the usual performance tests. We're going to hit the course for the very first time together. So let's get after it and check this thing out. Can we just pause for a moment and admire the beauty of this thing? What a fantastic creation this chassis kit is. I love the look and flow of this chassis. Putting it together, seeing how the links and everything work together, the riser on the rear, the shape of the links, the whole thing has such an organic, living feel to it. It's like the villain from Spider-Man Venom. It looks like that symbiote had kind of taken over an SCX24 chassis. The way that the links kind of ooze over things and the riser kind of absorbs the rear housing and the axle. The way the links have these components that kind of envelop the shocks here. It's got such a natural feel to it. Just like the chassis kind of grasped onto an SCX24 and grew around it. It's such a cool kit. But not only is it cool looking, it's extremely functional. So Josh has so many variations with this kit. You can customize and tune this thing to no end, and I feel like that's what he has done because of the innovation that he's put in this thing. I get the impression that he just thinks constantly about these things, and it changes so rapidly. So let's get into this about what comes in the kit, what I've got on mine, and then some of the supporting components. So like I mentioned, this is the Caged Slayer Pro. Now you can buy this as a kit, build it yourself. If you don't want to build it, Josh also sells these as an RTR. I built this one myself. Pretty simple build, went together really well. The components are nice and strong and they fit together really nice. It's a 3D printed kit. Some of the prints are a little rough aesthetically. As long as they're functional and strong, I can deal with that, no problem. So on this kit in particular, I'm running the long rear links and I'm running the standard fronts. Combined, that gives this thing a wheelbase equivalent to a C10 front and a deadbolt rear on the SCX24, which I feel is the best combination. But there are a multitude of link lengths that you can choose from to stretch the front, shorten the rear, or vice versa. All that you can think of, he's got it on there. This build is sitting on the Meus Racing, the 3-piece isokinetic axles. These are a plus 5mm on either side, so 10mm wider than your standard SCX24. Maintain that crazy steering angle on these things. And even with these monstrous tires on here that I'm running, which are these new DJ Crawler 1.3-inch 70mm tall tires, mounted on the Texoma RC Rattler wheels. With a 1-inch tire, you'd have to trim them to fit this wheel, but these 1.3s, I put them on without any trimming, and they seem to work really well. These are also filled with BBs, so the Rattler wheels, they come with a small insert with them, and then there's also BBs that Josh recommends. So I did 34 grams of BBs in the front, 14 grams of BBs in the rear. For suspension components, I'm running the 39mm oil-filled Endura shocks. I'm running a 35 weight in here. I've got soft springs up front. I've got stiff springs in the rear. At both ends, I'm running the Texoma RC shock mod. What we do is you take 3 coils of your spring and you wrap it up around the top here. It just shortens your spring and keeps your ride height down, but still gives you good damping there. Now this kit also comes with a limiting strap mount up here. You'll see I have one band going around the servo mount here. Steering servo on this thing. Now I'm trying out some new parts on this. This is the Mofo RC Black Label direct powered servo. So this plugs directly into your LiPo battery. No need for an external BEC. You get tons of power out of this thing right from the battery. Super strong, super fast steering on this thing. Really, really like this servo. For the ESC and electronics on this, I'm running the Mofo RC Rockwolf ESC. My receiver, I'm using my Radiolink RC8X. I've got the micro receiver in there. For the motor and transmission, I'm running the Little Guy Racing Parts billet transmission, stock gear ratios, SCX24 ratios. Powering it, I've got the Mofo RC Nano BAM. I built this with the recommendations from Josh. I really wanted to know what would work best with this chassis, and these are the parts that he recommended. I made some minor tweaks, but for the most part, I followed his recommendations in building this thing. For drive shafts underneath this thing, in the rear, I'm running a 66mm rear shaft. It's pretty long. I may look for a shorter one here. It doesn't bind up, but it's very tight right there. In the front, I'm running a 38mm shaft. As you can see underneath here, this utilizes a 4-link front and rear. It's got these crazy looking front links here. The bends in the rear links and the angle on the chassis gives you incredible clearance and breakover abilities with this thing. For batteries, I've tried a couple different battery options to run this thing. I was using a stock SCX24 350 milliamp battery. That kind of slides right in here pretty well and it rests on top of the transmission. But again, Josh recommended these Ovonic 300 milliamp LiPo batteries, these 2S batteries. These fit perfectly in here, and Josh has even created, if you can see it, this little clip piece that goes over your drive shaft. So when you have your battery in the front, it sits on that plastic piece, allows your drive shaft to spin without interference. Now these Ovonic batteries are really nice. Just one note real quick, if you do get these batteries, the polarity is reversed on these plugs from the box. So you got to swap your wires, otherwise you'll cook your ESC. I could ramble on about this thing all day. I'm just so impressed with how it looks. It just is glorious with the green, the neon green, and the black color scheme on it. I'm so happy with how this thing came out. But let's get this on the performance table, check it out by the numbers, hit the 4-corner scales, check out the weight bias, and then we're going to hit the indoor course to see how it performs. So let's get after it. I'm excited for this. Here we are on the 4-corner scale. Check it out. 62% front, 38% rear, 49-51 left to right, slightly biased to the right, but very impressive weight distribution. This is with the 300 milliamp battery in it. I like to test it with the batteries in there to give us the most realistic measurements. But right out the gate, great weight distribution on this thing. Total weight 523 grams. On the setup table now, let's hit up the RTI first. Don't expect huge numbers here. Like I said, I didn't build it to flex. It is wide though, so just by virtue of the reach, we might get a decent amount. I think that's all we're going to get right there. Yep, back tire's coming off. I'd say 18 on the RTI at ready to crawling. On the side hill, here we go. 40. 50. 55. Starting to slide a little bit at 56. 58. 60. Oh, just touched 61 on the side hill. Huge numbers there. Right, let's try the vertical. 45. 55. 60. 65. 70. We're at 72 on the vertical. On the course with the Cage Slayer Pro, look at this thing. Check out the steering. That black label is gnarly. So with the incredible numbers on the vertical and the side hill on the setup table and the weight distribution, the narrative is shaping up to make this thing into one heck of a performer. Now let's see how it does. A little tricky to cram everything inside that little space. I thought I had a lot of room in there, but got pretty tight. I think I've got a little bit of rubbing on my drive shaft there, but it seems to be functioning okay. Gosh, this thing looks incredible on the course. I was a little concerned with those DJ Crawler tires being so tall, but we'll see how it does. It's that Mofo RC Outrunner motor spinning in the back there. The Rockwolf ESC works incredibly well with this Mofo motor. Just plug and play. It comes pre-programmed for the BAM, so it works fantastic. Tall tires giving us great ground clearance there. Look at the steering angle from these axles. Oh, taking a gnarly line up the canyon, and again, great steering, great steering from the Mias axles there. These are running the overdriven front that comes with the axles. It's 20% overdrive, maybe a little bit more, I can't remember exactly, but overdriven front, which also helps with the turning radius. These big tires with the BBs in them, no flex in the tires. They're looking really good, behaving really good. Oh, could recover there. Nice. Very well composed on that descent. Get into our regular challenge lines here on Mini Moab. Struggling a little bit to find grip, but use that brushless motor to get us through the gatekeeper there. Slayer not escaping the understeer that plagues all my builds there, but sticking it really nice to get through there. Let's go across the chute. I'm expecting no issues here. Try to take a gnarly line up. This thing is sticking like glue. Super composed, very planted. In Hell's Gate. No issues whatsoever. So we annihilated all of the lines. I'm going to try this one more time. Oh gosh, it could go up there as fast as you want to pull the trigger. Super impressed with this thing. I had high expectations, and it of course met and is exceeding them right now. I'll try some gnarly lines here and just freestyle for a little bit. It's raining really hard out this weekend, so I'm not going to get this thing out on the rocks. Oh my gosh, look at this. What the heck? Did that no problem. I was talking, doing that one-handed. Holy moly. So I was saying before this thing blew my mind there. It's raining all weekend, so I'm not going to be able to get out on the rocks for you guys in this video, but we will get out, take this thing to crawler heaven and see what it can do out on the big rocky sections. But we're going to play for a little bit on the indoor course. There is nothing challenging it in here, and this thing is just decimating everything. Look at it, it gets all twisted up. The links move really well. The way they pivot, it works great. I found that printed links and printed chassis are kind of hit or miss with how the links attach and function. But these seem to work really well. They're nice and smooth. The wheels, those Rattler wheels, give this thing a bunch of extra track width too. You got that offset from the wheels. Trying to let that brushless motor do its thing. I'm going to get stuck on that log, I think. Oh, maybe not. We're going to defy gravity. Oh, what are we doing over here? looks like a praying mantis going up there. I can get this back down. I might be in trouble. Bring it back down to earth, and it makes it. Oh, I'm having so much fun with this thing, just trying to stress it out here on the indoor course. Look at it go. Gosh, that steering is so crazy. And even with those monstrous tires, it does not collide and hang up on anything. I'm able to get full steer. What a great combination this thing is. Well done, Josh. Holy moly, what a great kit. Alright guys, I'm just having a blast with this truck. So much fun. But I'm going to wrap this up. Hopefully the weather's nice. I can get outside later this weekend. But boy, am I impressed with this thing on the indoor course. It's taking such a gnarly line. Oh, great. What an awesome build. I love it. If my first Slayer was the Terminator, this is like Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Is it too late to declare this the best build of 2024? I am in love with the Cage Slayer Pro. This thing is incredible. By the numbers, it put up huge numbers on the setup table, great weight distribution, and all that translated into excellent performance. It crushed the indoor course. So impressed with this thing. I had very high expectations just based on how well my previous Slayer performed, but this takes it to a whole nother level. The performance that this thing puts out, and this is just my first pass at this thing. I haven't tinkered with this or tuned it hardly at all other than just one or two shock placements. It's going to be wild to see what we can get out of this thing for performance after some significant tinkering and tuning. I did get a chance to take it outdoors for a little bit, just at our local gravel pit, hit some small rocks, some ravines, some washouts and things. Looks great out on the trails. With the tall tires, gives it pretty adequate ground clearance underneath. It's able to slide over rocks and kind of ease and weave its way around obstacles with that tight steering. So I'm really excited to get this thing out on some gnarly rocks that I can actually crawl on. I bet this thing's going to be a beast outdoors. It took some tumbles. It did fall off the indoor course from a pretty high height onto the concrete floor. Only thing that happened was one of the front upper links popped off of the pivot ball. Popped it back on, no issues. So overall, super impressive kit. Easy to put together, fun to work with, fun to drive, incredible performance, lots of customization. Can't really go wrong with this thing. If you're looking for a unique high performance build, I think this has got you covered. Now, I didn't go over the assembly in this video only because Josh has a great video on how to build this step by step, which I will link down below in the description. And definitely show Josh some love at Texoma RC. Such a hard-working, genuine, great dude. And I really appreciate him giving me the opportunity to check this thing out and show you guys what it's capable of. I'll also put the build list in the description below with the links to all the products that we used here. And let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. What do you think of the Cage Slayer Pro? And as always, I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done so, and I'll see you in the next video.